It's Monday morning, the 20th, maybe, April 20th. I'm Barbara. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as DeevaaS. I'm feeling good today. I slept okay, and I did stuff yesterday. After I finished doing my vlog while it was rendering, I cleaned up my area right here. I took everything upstairs. I put everything away where it belonged. Which doesn't always happen. Sometimes I just move it. Not really put it away. And then I mowed the lawn. I don't know if you can see it, that it's mowed. I don't know if you could ever see how tall it was before. Some of the tufts, and I'm a little annoyed because I can look outside and the tufts are already higher than the rest of the grass in less than 24 hours. But they were like a foot tall. And so it felt really good to do that. And it was exercise. And it turned out to be a beautiful day. It was sunny. I had to take my sweatshirt off and just wear my t-shirt halfway through because I got hot. So I mowed the lawn. That felt so good. And I washed my socks. So they're hanging up drying. And in the process of getting my socks out of the hamper, I found my 2 summer sweaters that I couldn't find. They were in the hamper. So I washed them too. And they're upstairs drying too. So I felt like I really accomplished something yesterday. And that's the 3rd day in a row that I said to you that I was going to do something, and then I actually did it. And it really feels good. It really feels good. So it's a gray sky, but it doesn't look gray rain. It looks just cloudy. It might rain. We're supposed to have rain off and on the next few days. When I was getting up, Dennis said to me, "Oh, are you vlogging or are you gonna podcast today?" I'm like, I should podcast today because tomorrow is grocery day. I would have time to do my podcast in the morning before we went to do groceries, but that would make for a very busy day. But today is my day to not do anything, to relax. Well, to not do anything I don't want to do. And I think I don't want to do my podcast today. So I'll try to get it in tomorrow or I'll do it on Wednesday. To be completely honest, I want to finish my Behold, and I didn't work on it yesterday. But I want to finish the Behold so I can show it as an FO and then send it to Christy and Rich. Although I may have told you this, I'm thinking that Christy has taken up embroidery, and she's making some beautiful things with embroidery. And she has a piece that is a Liechtenstein, and Liechtenstein's work is like in the olden days. Remember, those of you who are old enough to remember getting the Sunday paper and the comics? Well, if you looked really closely at the comics, the colors in the comics were actually dots of dye. And so Liechtenstein like blows up things, and it looks like a cartoon, not a, roundy, like a woman's face, but kind of a drawing of a woman's face, a little bit like a comic, not a cartoon, but a comic. But it has those big dots. It's colored with big dots. Just like as if you'd taken a comic and just blew it up to massive scale. And his pieces are massive scale. They're on the walls of giant office buildings in the lobby and things like that. They're not for your wall. And she's been doing an embroidery that looks like a Liechtenstein. And so what it is the color. She's coloring she outlined this woman's face, and she's coloring it in with French knots. And it is so cool looking. And the whole point of this is that she's gotten really, really good at French knots, which I'm not good at. So I think I will leave the eyes, and I think there are only 4 eyes. There are 3 guys. One guy, I think 2 eyes show. The other 2, only 1 eye show. So I'm going to leave 4 French knots for Christy. And it'll be a gift from Christy and me to Rich, since she'll be framing it for me and all, too. I was fogged up when I was drinking my coffee. So I'm going to work on the Behold today. That's what I'm going to do. And I have another cross stitch in mind that I'm going to do. I really enjoy doing letters. But I don't have any like sayings that I really want to do. And this may sound terrible. But we've been watching a lot of political analysis and stuff, you know, with the election going on and all the hoo-ha. And one of the and about the economy, and people talking about the economy and how is that going to survive and what is it going to look like, and you know, that kind of stuff. So combination political analysis and economics have gotten our attention a lot lately. And there's this one guy who people talk to periodically, and right behind him on his wall, he has a picture, you know, on his wall, a saying that just says, well, that was a shit idea. And I'm like, I love that, you know, yeah, we got a lot of those going on now. So I think I might do that for us. Because I really like to do letters. Dennis liked it too, so I might do that. Is that terrible? Huh? All right, we're seriously getting flowers on this baby. See these flowers? They're pretty soon going to be opening. Pretty soon going to be opening. So the other thing that happened yesterday is, and I don't remember what, I probably got an email. I don't know how I ended up doing this, but I ended up signing up for PokerStars. PokerStars is an online poker site. And it now has a presence in Pennsylvania. I used to have an account on PokerStars. The law has changed in Pennsylvania, and you can play poker online in Pennsylvania now, but you can only play with other people from Pennsylvania. It's a very contained thing now because Pennsylvania wants to tax it. And so anyway, I used to play poker a lot. At one time, I considered myself a professional poker player. It was my second job, not my first job. And so I downloaded PokerStars and I played poker last night. And I discovered if I only play one game at a time, I can knit while I play poker. So I'm really, really, really rusty. And, but I finished in the money in a tournament, little tiny turbo tournament, finished in the money, made $1.50. So we'll see how, you know, I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't think it's a good idea for me to play poker right before I'm supposed to go to bed. Oops. I want to sit back. You can't see. There we go. Get my, you know, juices up right before I go to bed, which poker can do. Not at the level I was playing it, you know. It's not going to get me all rattled and riled, but, you know, probably not the best thing for me to go to sleep. But it was fun. Brought back old memories. I started playing poker in 2005 Oh, maybe I should save this story for my podcast. I feel like I don't have very much to talk about on my podcast because I do all this talking every morning with you guys. And then when it's time to podcast, it's like I've said it all. So maybe I'll save the story for of my poker for my podcast. That'll give you something to look forward to. If you care, which you may not. But I was playing a lot of poker at one time. It turns out that I'm a kind of serially obsessional about what I do. And in 1999 or 2000, I started playing EverQuest online, which is a massively multiplayer role-playing game. Anyway, we had a group of gamer friends in the Seattle area, and we all played online together in EverQuest. Some of you know what EverQuest is. And that's kind of you get kind of obsessive about that game. And we played a lot of EverQuest, Dennis and I. And we had friends who played. We all played together. We met other friends in game who became friends. And we played a lot. We would go raiding in the weekends and whatever. Anyway, my main character on EverQuest was a bard named Diva. And that is where my diva comes from, because I consider her name was Diva Songweaver. And I considered her my online presence. And so I've always been diva anytime I'm online. So that's why I'm DeevaaS everywhere. And I made a mistake when I signed up for PokerStars, and I signed up as DeevaaS. You know, because you shouldn't really give too much away about yourself. And I should have just like been BAK123 or something like that. Because now from my name they can rightly assume that I'm a woman, which may or may not matter, which may or may not make them play differently against me. But it could, definitely could. But anyway, we played EverQuest for quite a while, for years, 5 years. My time spans are 5 years, so I played for 5 years. We played a lot. And then I started playing poker. And I played poker a lot for 6 years. And then I couldn't play poker anymore because the government shut down the poker sites. The Senator Grassley of Iowa, I think it's Senator Grassley of Iowa, slipped a bill into the Port Authority Act, Port Security Act, like right before midnight when the act was to come. They were going to vote on the act. Nobody knew. I don't think anybody knew it was there, but it was a law that said that banks could not process payments to and from gambling, internet gambling accounts, except horse racing. I think the horse racing industry had quite a lobby. So I think that was like in 2010. He did not get reelected because he shut down internet poker for the people of the United States with that act. It took a while before we all got kicked off, but we all eventually got kicked off. All the legitimate sites. And that was in 2011, but to tell you the truth, I wasn't as sad as it sounds like I'm making it sound. I was mad because it was unnecessary and ridiculous. But my 5-6 years were up by then, and by then I was lamp working and I was making beads, and so I was, I was starting to feel guilty when I was making beads because I should be working and playing poker. When your hobby is your job, It changes how you think about it. And then I was lamp working like a maniac for 5 years. Kind of burned myself out. And then I retired. And really, that's when I burned myself out on the lamp working. And meanwhile, I had started knitting. And so, you know, I kind of burned myself out on lamp working after about 5 years. And then I was knitting. And then I was knitting. And I've been knitting for over 5 years now because I started knitting less than a week before I found out I was going to become a grandmother. And Isabel will be 7 in August. So I've been knitting for 7 years. So that could be part of why. And that kind of scares me a little bit, because if that's why I'm not feeling like knitting and it's not kind of something else, although I've been knitting, but you know, I've been having mojo issues this year. So I'm a little concerned that I'm at the end of my knitting obsession. But I don't know what would be next, because I don't have something else. Every time I got tired of something, it was because I got excited about something else. But I don't have anything I'm excited about. I mean, cross stitch, but there's no reason to give up knitting if I'm cross stitching. I can do both. So we shall see. But so that's how I am. I get obsessive. Meanwhile, I'm off today. So who knows, maybe I'll do a podcast later, maybe not. I took a shower and fixed my hair. Doesn't it look lovely? I'm wearing my Carina. I decided I'm in leggings. I'm in loungewear today. This sweater is loungewear, has been designated loungewear. So this is my Carina in my soft, comfy yarn and my leggings. And I'm going to go work on my behold. That's what I'm going to do. Because I'm not doing any podcast till I'm done with what I'm going to do on that behold. Because I want to get it to Rich. I mean, it's the end of April. That was his Christmas present, of course. You understand that. People are getting Christmas presents many, many months later when they're getting handmade things. But it's only taken so long because I'm not working on it. So I'm going to work on it today. And then I might sketch out that new picture I'm going to do. I have a book of alphabets. It'll be a plain one, though. But I've discovered I really enjoy doing letters. I think that's pretty funny. So I'll have to think of a whole bunch of sayings and things. Or I'll have to get myself a lovely, gorgeous sampler that I like. They have, itchy. They have a sampler they call a Quaker sampler. And it's just one color of stitching. And the ones I have seen have been like on a darkish fabric background, not too dark, but not white, like a mocha or something like that. And then the lettering is like 5 shades darker than the background. So it's a very subtle thing, and they're beautiful. I might just think about that, because a real sampler has lots and lots of letters and numbers and things like that. Of course, if it's a real sampler, it's all different stitches. But, I mean, how many stitches can there be in cross stitch? Right? And I could learn stitches. I'm trainable. So I might do that after I do my other thing that I'm doing for me and Dennis. Anyway. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I hope you are too. I hope you are too. I hope you're all staying well and having some good, really good days. I hope so. I hope so. Hey, Maze. You gonna say hi? Maisie. Maisie. Come here. Say hi. Come here. Give me your face. There you are. There's my Maisie. She's been outside. So anyway, stay safe and stay sane.